So my friend's dad, Jeff, he has a passion for the shofar. It's really, it's a way that he feels he ministers to the Lord and obeys the Lord. And so my friend, as I was saying, recalls these moments of his dad, Jeff, being prompted by the Lord to go and blow his shofar, usually in a church service, sometimes around their home in various situations. So my friend's dad, who loves the Lord and loves the shofar, would always travel with his shofar in the trunk of his car, just to be ready. And this one time he was driving past a mall and he felt the Lord move him. And he felt like the Lord said to him, Jeff, go into that mall and blow your shofar. He was like, Lord, really? Like, am I hearing you correctly? Is this what you're saying? And he had this really strong impression. Pull over, walk into the mall and blow the shofar. Up until this point, he had never missed an opportunity to be obedient to the Lord with the shofar, and he wasn't about to start. So he pulls into the mall, turns off his keys, opens the trunk of his car, and the shofar that is always in the trunk of his car is not there. He thought he felt so clearly that the Lord had said, go into the mall and blow your shofar. And the shofar that's always in his trunk is not in his trunk. So Jeff decides he has to be obedient anyway. It's a crazy story, you guys. You can laugh. It's crazy. So what he does is this. He shuts the trunk. He walks right into the entrance of the mall, walks out into the little forecourt bit. He's like empty-handed, so he takes his hand, makes the shape of a shofar, stands in the middle of the mall and goes, "Hoo!" That's the end of the story. In 1972, a mathematician and meteorologist named Edward Lorenz came upon a theory he called the butterfly effect. Lorenz was studying weather patterns and conducting computer simulations of a simplified model of the Earth's atmosphere. During one of his simulations, he made a tiny adjustment to the initial conditions by rounding off a decimal place from 0.506127 to 0.506. This seemingly insignificant alteration, hundredths of a decimal point, led to a completely different weather scenario in the subsequent simulation runs. Lorenz realized that even the tiniest alteration in the initial conditions could lead to dramatic changes in the outcome of a complex system like the weather. And he famously remarked, "Does the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil set off a tornado in Texas?" This statement encapsulates the broader concept that a small disturbance, like the flap of a butterfly's wings, can have far-reaching effects and potentially contribute to the formation of or prevention of larger events. The example Lorenz uses being a tornado thousands of miles away. Today, I want to dive in for a minute to the butterfly effect of a life that burns for the gospel.